Hey, Matt.
Hey, Adam, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
No worries. Jump right to it. I'll just give you a heads up. I know you've had some tricky times with gay media in the last bit, so.
It's been very interesting.
And I know it's been a crazy long day for you, too, with stuff. So we want to make sure that we get fun, new, different kind of questions out of you, because without the agenda of trying to make you into some kind of gay god or politician, because I know that's a huge pain in the ass.
I love you right now. Thank you.
That's okay. Well, as soon as I heard you say that, like, I'm not a politician, I'm like, duh.
Duh.
Like, yeah, I can talk about politics, but don't expect me to be like the gay Jesus. I'm like,
right. Well, I mean, and that was the thing too, is that I don't follow politics. That's the funny thing. It's not my thing. So I'm like kind of out of my league, you know.
Yeah. So talk to me about what I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with this, like, I feel like all of a sudden, you know, you're just doing your art, and now it's become super political. Like,
I know.
Watching the CBS thing, I was like, yay, someone else picked up your thing, which is great. Like, you still get to do a morning show, and I'm like, you blurred.
I know.
And then you showed the Britney and Madonna thing right after.
I know. It like proved my point. Like, clearly, clear as day.
Have you heard their response yet?
No, what is it?
Okay, so they were like, we gave this some real thought. The Madonna image is very familiar and has appeared countless times, including many times on morning television. The Adam Lambert image is a subject of great current controversy and has not nearly as been widely disseminated. For all we know, it may still lead to legal consequences.
No, that's weak.
That's the weakest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, we gave this some real thought. Like, I guess they're trying to excuse themselves.
Well, someone didn't give it some real thought when they did it.
What did you feel like when you saw them, when you found out, like, right after your intro?
I actually laughed. I laughed. I went, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "You guys just proved my point. Thank you."
Did anyone there have a response when it first happened for you, or no?
No. I kind of found out about it afterwards. It's all good. I mean, it's all good. You know, it's one performance. I think it'll blow over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, definitely what I don't want is I don't want people assuming that that's how I intend to do every performance or how I'm going to conduct my career as an artist. I mean, if anything can be learned from my presence on American Idol is that I like to kind of mix things up week to week and keep people guessing. That's how I performed on the show. And on my album, you know, track to track is very diverse. It's kind of an eclectic mix of music. So, you know, that song is the one song that's very seductive and kind of dark and sexual. And there's other songs on there that explore other themes.
Well, yeah, you're not going to do a, you know.
No, I'm not going to put people in, you know, bondage fashion for, you know, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? This is another song. You know what I mean? It's not.
It would be token.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you? I guess it was a pretty specific choice on your part to kind of come off with For Your Entertainment as like that lead single, right?
Yeah, I kind of
dark and kinky and very SM and like.
Yeah, and I just kind of wanted to do something unexpected and different and break out from the expectation a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, there's this thing, you know, you come off of Idol and it's like there's this expectation that you're going to be, you know, mass appeal, mass marketed, family friendly granola, easy listening, easily digestible thing, and that's definitely not me as an artist. And so that was one of the things that I gravitated towards For Your Entertainment. You know, it's different, it's edgy, it's, you know, I am a sexual person, I am, you know, avant-garde, and I like edgier things, I like experimenting with that imagery, and I really was looking forward to that opportunity.
Do you think people are kind of like weirdly shocked by all of this, like, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
clearly.
every single Mickey Mouse art, like, you know, when they're stuck, like, you know, like the Christina and Britney, and like, of course you want to break away from any images where you're forced to sign a waiver with what you can do, right? Like, of course, as a real artist, you'd want to do that. Are you surprised people are so shocked by what you did?
Yeah, I guess I am. I mean, I kind of went for shock value on Idol, so I guess I'm surprised, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's like, I mean, when the album cover came out and everybody was like, oh my gosh, and I thought to myself, did you guys not see me with rhinestones around my eyes and rhinestone shoulder cages and platform glitter boots on when I performed with Kiss on the finale? I mean, I kind of thought I had kind of set that up and bought myself that leeway, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's funny to me, you know.
Well, so, I mean, it wasn't that different than any other kind of, like, some rock and roll posturing and some, like...
Well, and that's the thing is that we just...
Like, that happens on daytime soaps now, too. That's what I don't realize, right?
Yeah, well, and I think the other thing is it's been a while since there's been, a very visible male artist that's experimented with androgyny. It's just not current anymore. And I'm trying to make it current again. I like that. I've always been attracted to that, and that's my thing. And so,
How much creative control do you have over your image and your?
A lot more than people think I have, or certain people that write for certain magazines think I have. This has been a collaboration and a team effort from the get-go. The minute the Idol thing, and even on Idol, I mean, it was the same way. Like, I was responsible for what was going on Idol. That was me. You know what I mean? And when it wasn't a good performance, I took the heat. And the same thing goes for now. It's like, this is my career. This is my art. And right after Idol ended, the management came to me and said, we really, really like you. You're great. We want to help you. We want to facilitate your vision. What kind of stuff do you want to do, dude? And they had their ideas, of course, and they're experts in what they do, and I recognize that. And it's a team thing. We work together for a common goal. And
has the label been supportive?
Yeah, my management and my label have been incredibly supportive. They from the get-go, they're like, what kind of music do you want to make? What producers do you want to work with? And I told them, I was like, I really want to do an album that kind of doesn't have one genre. I want to do like a strong, eclectic mix of music. I want to do this glam thing. I want to do this as the first single, and they've supported it.
Mm-hmm. And would you ever sign with a label that would have told you to keep your sexuality quiet or not allowed you to do the performance that you did the other night?
I'd probably be pretty frustrated if that were the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't deal well with oppression. It's not my style. I like to kind of get things out in the open and be, honest and me. I want to be myself. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what I was doing on stage the other night.
Do you think that ABC is backpedaling about they're like, oh, we had no idea, but I mean there was still kinky SM imagery and a lot of fun stuff.
Well,
regardless of that stuff, right?
I really think that to their credit, I think they didn't know exactly, and I didn't know. I mean, it was stuff that kind of just was ad-libbed and improv, and it just, I got carried away in my eyes, the best possible way.
Yeah.
During dress rehearsal, all the roadmap was laid for the staging, for example, but there was never any lewd kind of ultra sexual moments. It was more suggestive, and I got excited and decided to turn them into those moments.
I'm surprised it's rock and roll.
And that's the way I look at it. It's rock and roll. I mean, my favorite moments and artists were people that pushed the envelope. I remember what Marilyn Manson used to do. I mean, the stuff that he would try to play with.
Look at the '60s. How many guitar solo blowjobs happened?
Yeah, the David Bowie, the big Bowie image of him. Exactly. Velvet Goldmine is actually one of my favorite movies, and it's been a huge source of inspiration for me, for my whole thing, my whole persona. And that's one of the quotes on there. The bass player who I kissed on stage, he and I share that love for that movie. Mm-hmm. And one of the first quotes that we kind of were talking about from the movie is that rock and roll is a prostitute and has to be tarted up. Mm-hmm. It's a quote from the movie. And it's kind of an interesting way of looking at it. It's supposed to be sexy. It's music. It's entertainment. It's supposed to make you feel stuff.
Yeah. I have to ask you about the keyboard player. I mean, I know it may not have seemed like a premeditated thing or anything that you thought about before or whatever, but I had to have thought you'd at least give him a heads up. That's such a crazy thing.
No, I mean, he and I, and the funny thing is he's straight.
Oh.
I know. But he's a musician, and he's very open-minded, and he's, we had talked about our love for that movie and just the themes that are in it. And during the video shoot, which we did the weekend before, he was like, you can grab me and stuff if you want. You can do whatever you want, man. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I was just feeling it in the moment when I was up on stage, and I grabbed him and I just made out with him.
What had he said about it since? Was he like, whoa,
we walked off stage and he was just laughing so hard.
Did he have a girlfriend or anything?
He doesn't have a girlfriend right now, no.
But see, what do you think about, I mean, this is kind of an obvious thing to, I think, to gay men, but straight people that don't quite get it yet, is that a lot of straight girls love a little guy-on-guy action, and it's so, denied in pop culture.
And that's what he was saying to me. He was like, man, I just joined Twitter, and all these girls are saying it was so hot.